And Grappling Dads back again. Paul here.
You can't do it.
Without the music, it sucks. Like, we need to fix this.
That was so awesome, though. You're just like, he points at you. You still sit there.
I need the music. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, buddy.
All right, Kip's over there. We're Grappling Dads. We're trying new stuff.
Yeah, we are. Sorry, we've switched. What do they call this? Streaming,
yeah.
Place.
Platforms?
So
Yeah. There we go. Platform. There's the word.
we tried the Twitch because we thought that was all the rage.
Turned out it's video games.
And then he's like, hey, cool story. That's for video games.
Which-
we're going to do YouTube instead.
I would like to point out this old ass asked him right when we started.
Really?
Yeah,
did.
I
So-
did. Immediately, I was like, "Isn't
I
that
think
most?"
both of you did.
So I wouldn't have took your word for it either. I would have had to look that up myself online.
Also true.
All right. Today we're going to we're going to answer a couple of listener questions.
We're gonna listen to answers.
We're going to listen to answers. What we're
From
gonna, well,
listeners.
if I read them, inevitably they get screwed up. So if I just listen to them, bam,
Bam.
problem solved.
Is it weird if I start watching our own feed?
Yes.
Gonna watch it.
Yeah, you can do. Are you watching it on your phone?
No.
Can you do that?
Yeah, I could.
Stop. Stop looking at your watch and your phone. You don't need those. All right. So we have a listener question from the Flick Chat that's answered by Paul Elliott. We did a different one, and it is lost to the Twitch stream.
I mean, it's on Twitch.
It's on-
It's fucking garbage.
You can listen to it, but it sounds like you're in a bathroom.
Yeah, but whose fault was it? Let's look around.
Let's
the room.
look around the room and point to
There he is.
Austin. Yeah.
There
We're like,
he
hey,
is.
we need a guy that does this for a living to come on the show and really help us out. The first time, well, second time really,
Yeah.
that he comes on, he destroys an entire episode.
He's destroyed an episode.
That was great.
Does that make you feel good about yourself? It's efficiency, if nothing else. I think we've ruined one episode.
I think.
You
Is
might
it?
want to turn that down.
I did. I was making sure I didn't screw
Have
this
you ever heard of
episode up.
headphones?
All right.
God, dude, who is this kid? He's not a kid, but still.
So the question is from a fellow in the UK.
Well, we kind of got to do sponsors there, Jumpy.
Hold on, I'm telling what the episode is about, so
Okay,
they can
okay.
decide whether they want to
Oh, this
listen
is
to the
from
rest
Sam.
or not. Yeah,
Ah,
Going-
I like Sam. He's been around a while.
so he's rolling with one of those pesky American wrestlers and
Yeah.
having some issues. And I laughed and laughed when I heard that because I'm like, well, yeah, it's what we do every day.
Yeah, that's what we
Yeah,
deal with.
we deal with pesky American wrestlers every day. And it's
All
not
day.
just one of them. It's not like the
It's
one guy.
all of them.
Yeah, you get one dude from America that used to be a wrestler. We get all
All
the
of
dudes
them.
in the
Have
Midwest.
you heard of the Midwest? That's all we do here, evidently.
So yeah,
Oh, you're a cop. That's cool. I can deal
Yeah,
with that.
and-
Oh, you're a cop wrestler.
Ow.
I don't want to deal with that anymore.
yeah, things get bad after that. But yeah, anyway, we're going to answer that after you do your podcast sponsor gig stick stuff. Go, Kip, go.
Just going to stare at you until you stop talking. Gameness Keys is our first sponsor that we're going to talk about. We love them. You guys should too. My headphones are not loud enough, so it's really throwing me off. You don't have to adjust that. I'll get used to it. And just want to... Yeah, now I'm going to wait for you. This isn't awkward at all.
I didn't do it.
Okay, there we go. Okay. I couldn't hear myself. I could hear Paul. It was really throwing me off. Okay, so Gameness Keys, go to gameness.com. Check it out. Use GD10 at checkout. It'll save yourself a few dollars. We appreciate the support from them, so you should support them back. There you go. Then we have Top Mount Apparel, who will be shortly, if you've seen our social media, going to be shortly carrying the Grappling Dads merchandise, which will start off with a few mystery items and
Like-
go from there.
Literally 5.
No, it's not even that many, realistically.
That's right. I'm getting one.
Yeah, realistically, it's
It's a small test.
yeah. There's going to be one item that's going to be very scarce. We'll tell you later what it is.
Okay.
When you can order them, we'll let you know.
It's a good thing we only have 7 listeners.
Yeah, we only have 7, right? There's only 7 of you guys.
Right now there's 4.
Oh, there's 4. We got 4.
So
Hey,
anybody
that's not
watching right
bad.
now, you can get one.
You guys can get one. Gets any higher than this, we're screwed.
Yeah. Ugh.
So, yeah, we don't have millions of dollars. Sorry.
Oh, it's a shame.
But yeah, they have great stuff. Paul's wearing it today. Most of the days Austin comes over, he's wearing a Top Mount shirt. He's not today. He's wearing another sponsors in Black Line Jiu-Jitsu, but we'll get to him. I have a bone to pick with him, but that's beside the point. I'll get there. And but topmountapparel.com, GD10 at checkout will save yourself a few dollars. I have yet to decide if we're going to let that discount apply to our stuff because we're greedy. So I'll let you guys know.
I have no words.
I'm amusing. Then we have Tap Tape. He's been commenting on things. He is alive. He stopped using his own personal one to like stuff. He actually went back to using the Tap Tape. I think he did that because I said something. Just guessing, because it seems ironic on the timing. But definitely check it out on Amazon. The Tap Tape, Death Grip 2. Leave a review. It's great stuff. We do love it, and we both use it. I don't know if Austin does because he's all young and thinks he's invincible. And Austin does use it, evidently. He's nodding at me. So we do love it. Actually, we need a care package for Austin. Get on that, Mike. And we have 0 power, but we can we can pretend things happen when I do that.
Please.
Now, but don't beat me up when I see you. Same. Black Line Jiu-Jitsu, Grand Rapids, Michigan is right where we train. It's actually just south in Byron Center. But if I say Byron
Close
Center,
enough.
you'll go, where? And I'm good with that. So Grand Rapids, Michigan, come check us out. Feel free to come train, beat up Austin, Paul, me, if I ever get back there. It's a chance. Her fingers crossed. Then we have Croyler Gracie. He has nothing to do with the show today, so I don't really care.
Seminars coming up 24th.
Oh, yeah, 24th if you want to come check it out. I don't know. I probably have to work.
Ew.
Kind of sucks. But Austin's not going to be there either. Are you going to be there?
Nope.
Oh. What the fuck? You just talk shit to me.
You know what? Don't bother.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. None of the show is going to be there. My wife will be there. She'll stand in for all 3 of us. It's fine.
I've been on 4-day work weeks since I got back from COVID,
yeah.
and now I'm on 6-day work weeks.
Oh, motherfucker. That sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Ugh. Same hours, though?
Yeah, no, 5:30 to 5:30. So.
Yeah, so same hours
Yeah.
and still more days. That's good.
Yeah, it's good stuff, yeah.
Yeah, really talk shit to me when you had that Friday off. Now what you saying, son?
Yeah, I'm sad about stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I get to stay up late on Thursdays. Now you get to stay up never.
I wasn't really talking shit so much as it was like happiness and glee that I'm like, oh, I feel like I have a normal life, only working 48 hours a week.
It sucks. And then you do this.
72, here we go.
Oh, my God. Can I borrow some money?
Yeah.
I don't even need it. But can I borrow it?
Yeah, I'll be working, so I won't spend it.
I'll put it to good use. But check out Just Jiu-Jitsu. It's a decent podcast that has decent information.
It's okay.
Oh, man. Okay, everybody. Hopefully this sounds better. We bought a new item.
Yeah, we decided.
Austin says it sounds better.
I went in the other room and tested it. Sounds good.
Yeah,
Hey, look at that.
We've been getting bitched at by a few people, Paul Elliott.
For
namely,
years,
For
though.
years. Be like, can you fix it? It sounds like dog shit in my car. And he's not wrong.
Oh, no, I can't even listen to it in my own truck.
At work, when I have like hundreds of machines running and it's in my ear and it's on like max, like I can't tell that it's bad. But yeah, when I put it in my car, I'm like, ooh, why do people listen to this?
Yeah, I guess in headphones it's terrible because Ben's like, dude, I hate your podcast. He loves it. He listens to it every week, but he bears through the cracking in his freaking headsets.
Yeah, so
nice.
We have done one step to fix that. So we had a, not that anybody cares. We had an interface.
Oh, he's going into this.
We had an interface. We went to a mixer, so we have a little bit more control.
Yeah,
which is
a lot
nice.
more control.
A lot
actually.
more control, actually. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see what we see.
And GarageBand can suck it because I'm too dumb to use it. It's its fault, not mine.
You know, nothing makes me feel dumber than when they're like, it's super easy, and then I just can't.
Oh, dude, I can't stand when the video's like, hey, like you go to check out YouTube, which we all do. You're like, oh, check this out. Then immediately goes, it's super easy. And then goes the first term. I'm like, yeah, I don't know what that means.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They expect you to know the vernacular.
What?
I'm like, I don't understand the vernacular.
You went too far already.
Yeah, you're already above my head.
We're 3 seconds in and I paused it.
It's like a white belt going, you know what I need? Bolus. I'm going to go and YouTube that, and I'm going to catch all my white belt friends because these arm bars from guard don't work.
Clearly.
I need to catch him with some stuff.
Oh, yeah. Flying arm bars.
Flying arm bars.
Helicopter chokes. It's all good stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
Good
you
stuff.
need. I think they should just start out teaching white belts that kind of stuff.
Well, that's all they want to learn.
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
it'll. I think the attrition rate will go way down if the first thing they learn is.
Well, the attrition rate will just change. It will go from immediately to a year in, and then everyone quits. When you actually have to learn shit to get your belt.
I can do these cool things, but I
have no clue how to hold my base. What's base? Side control?
But I can't take anybody down in a tournament. I keep on losing on points to these wrestlers. We'll get into that.
You're in the Midwest. We're going to get into that. That's fine. Poor Sam has to deal with
one. Sam. So, I got a question. Hey, I'm over here in the UK, a white belt of 2 years. White belt of 2 years, that's close to a purple belt. You know some stuff. Like
Did
you're
you
not...
say close to a purple belt?
Purple?
Did I say purple?
Yeah. Where are you going, son?
Yeah, 2 years. Hey, people have done it. We don't know what Sam is. He might be a prodigy. You don't know.
A white belt in 2 years, not screaming prodigy.
So close to a blue belt. Let's say if he does the average, like he's not inept.
No,
like
no.
If you've been going like 1 day a week for 2 years, you can kind of roll.
Oh no, yeah, you're fine.
You'll be fine. Like you're not brand new. So recently joined a new club. So my normal one hasn't reopened yet, which really sucks because of COVID, I assume.
I've heard it's pretty hit or miss over there.
And he's been training on the sly, which I think a lot of people do. But training on the sly is great because you get to practice in. It's awesome. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
But you don't have the same coaching, the plethora of different bodies to train on. So if all you do is roll with the same 1 or 2 or 3 people,
you got to take what you get right now.
Well, it's fine. It's good, right?
Yeah.
You can definitely make the most of it, but it's not the same.
No.
So a lot of times you'll feel like, hey, I'm doing really good. I'm getting better. I'm getting almost like private lessons, if you will, depending on who's all there.
It goes to an extent.
It does. And it's, like I said, it's wonderful, but you go back and then you're like, it didn't work because I'm getting killed by everybody. Everybody rolls different. And, and the level of intensity and, what do you call it? Like how comfortable you are with somebody.
Comfortability?
Yeah. So
you see how he avoided the word completely? He's like, fuck you, you say it.
So for example, if Austin comes over 3 days a week and we do the slide training and we're rolling, we have this level of, you just kind of get into a flow. You know, the competition eventually goes away.
You and I had that.
Well, yeah, the competition goes away. It's more about learning. It's, it's just not, I have to win.
Yeah.
When you train in school and you do the warm-ups and you do the drills and then you grab a different partner and you might not get the same one for a month. So you want to test yourself and then you go. And a lot of people do that, right, wrong, or otherwise. That's what they do. And you haven't been doing that. You've been just kind of like getting in a routine with the same person. You're like, shit, man. Like I thought it'd be better because I was training just as much and we were doing all the stuff.
All the attention.
Yeah.
Let me go.
So,
no.
Point of fact, you can be way better. Like jiu-jitsu wise, like knowledge-wise, like what you know.
Technique-wise, yeah.
You just have to put that together in live rolling with new people that are trying to murder you.
Where the intensity level's probably much higher.
And I just think that takes a little bit of getting used to.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
So it's not that your training was moot. It's just takes a while.
Moot.
To catch up.
Every time somebody says moot, I think of the Friends episode.
It's a moo point.
It's a moo point.
That's like a cow's opinion.
It's like a cow's opinion.
It doesn't matter.
It was so great.
I'm
so
3 people
old.
are going to get that.
So
like, what the hell are they talking about?
No,
Friends?
people love Friends.
True.
I think. I don't.
My wife is
your wife
was
loves Friends.
Yeah, she was one of those. She would like put it on, go to sleep to, put it on, do the dishes to, it was on in the background all the time. Loved it.
See, I could do that with The Office. I can watch The Office over and over again.
I've never had that. Like if I watch something once, I'm done with it. Very, very rarely do I go, I have to see that again.
Any movie, I can see once. I don't need to see another movie again. And if I have to watch it again, I get kind of bothered. I'm like, I know what's going to happen. Why am I watching this?
So one of the ones I watched again, if you watch them in the theater, the crowd, it makes it better in a way because if it's a great movie and you're all kind of reacting, it's fun.
Yeah, you got an energy in the
But
room.
then I didn't hear what they said. and I have to hear what they said. So like Infinity War,
Yeah.
like I've watched that again, like some stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like the big movies, like I didn't
big
catch
movies
it all
I
yet,
watch. Yeah,
but mostly no. Nobody cares. All right. Let's see.
hey,
Trading.
everyone cares about our thoughts.
Number 2,
we
trading.
have up to 4 viewers right now.
Well, he said
Ooh,
6 viewers.
6 viewers.
So only 4 of you can get the special merchandise. Sorry about
2
your
of
luck.
you have to fight.
This is a jiu-jitsu podcast.
I know. We could do that.
God, that'd be sweet.
Just send in the video of you beating up someone else.
I swear.
We'll just assume it's the other listener.
If I was one of those gurus that did like the affiliate marketing and I was good at it and made $100,000 a month like some of these kids do, like I would pay for people to just fight each other for merchandise, like fly them all over the world. Merchandise. It'd be fun. They would love it and I would love it.
I think you would turn into the bum fight guy pretty quick, though.
No, it's not a bum fight because these people have jobs and I assume.
I said it would turn into it.
No, and they do jiu-jitsu, so it's not bummy. Unless you're like day one, you're like, no, I want the hat. I started yesterday. Then it's kind of bum fighty. Still worth. I'm still doing it.
What was that?
You just revealed what it is.
I know, he's stupid. Don't go back and listen to that.
Yeah. There.
Luckily, there's not rewind.
There is.
Yes, there is.
Thanks a lot for telling me. Like I didn't know that, you jack off. Dawson's like, there is
All right.
rewind.
Moving on. Number 3. I knew the. Are you? Stop.
Like, I don't know that there's rewind. Is there pause? Can you pause the show at any given time?
So you're laughing like you didn't know. I sincerely
clearly
didn't know. Like I don't know how this works. It's a live stream. Like you can't stop and rewind it, right? Like no, you can. Since when? I don't know.
It's like
Well,
TiVo.
yeah, it's like TiVo, dude.
I don't know.
It's like watching live TV. You can pause a football game and rewind that shit.
No.
Football. It's a game with a ball.
A soccer ball?
No, it's a little different. It's a little more oblong. A little more popular here in the States.
Would you believe him if I told you I've never watched an entire game of football?
I mean, I would believe you because I know you. It hurts me when I don't watch a game of football.
Austin is disgruntled. Not once, he says. Not
You've watched
one
a baseball game.
Only because my wife watches baseball.
but
and she made me bring her to Detroit.
Do you
watch.
like how I tried to help him and he still shot it down like, I wouldn't have unless my
No,
wife
no,
made
never.
me.
No, I would never watch
Baseball
baseball.
games are super fun to watch live.
It's a
I don't even like baseball that much. I love the stats.
It's a
I don't
high-paid-
really care for the game as much. But
it's a high-paid game of catch. It's the most boring thing ever in the history of life.
Jiu-jitsu is a
I was gonna
low-paid
say-
game of pajama fighting.
Yeah, but everything
that was
happens.
exactly what I was going to say. Well played.
Okay, jiu-jitsu is a low-paid game of pajama fighting, but there's always something happening, and somebody wins or loses relatively quickly, and then it's over.
Do you think they just sit in chairs and the ball gets thrown around?
So you have a pitcher, and the pitcher chucks the ball, and the catcher catches it and then throws it back. And every now and then somebody hits the ball and either makes it to base or it gets caught. It's stupid. Why would anybody watch that?
Because it's fun.
It's not fun. What about that is fun?
I don't
You
know.
throw a ball to a guy that catches it, and with another guy that swings or doesn't, and then if he gets like so many that don't go in a certain zone, then he just walks to the base. Like make him fight for it.
I love how all your sports need to come down to fighting.
I have watched hockey.
Yeah, of
They'll
course,
fight
yeah.
in hockey.
They will fight in
Yeah,
hockey.
and even that's like, why aren't they fighting? Like I see what he did. Like you need to fight him.
You'd be a good coach of a peewee league.
Could you imagine? It's like, coach, he hit me. Hit him back. Hit him first.
Coach, he's faster than me. Trip him.
What
Hit
you
him
do-
with your stick.
What you do is you watch baseball, then you pick up the hockey stick like this and you hit him like that. Like that's the one thing that swing is good for.
I just can't wait. It's somebody better comment on this. That it's just sad that he doesn't like sports.
do
I
like
know, but
sports.
I think
Jiu-jitsu's a sport.
there's a lot of jujitsu people
I
that
like
don't
wrestling,
have any
jiu-jitsu,
interest in sports. So
Karate, not Krav Maga. Definitely not. That's not a sport. It's not even a martial art. Moving on. 3.
Wow, you went there.
3. I went hard in the paint.
Yeah, you did.
3. I knew the instructor as he trained at previous clubs prior to opening. Okay. So I've been really enjoying myself, which is cool. He's a Brazilian dude who's more focused on fundamental jiu-jitsu. He's the same build as me, and we've always got on. I take that as got along. It's nice to have
I love British stuff.
I'm trying, bro. So I like when the instructor is the same size as you because I think that might help.
Oh, no, I
maybe
know
it
it
does.
helps.
Maybe it doesn't. I don't know.
Well, a lot of Chad's more. This is insulting Chad.
Luckily, he
he's
doesn't
more
listen.
he's more my build than he is yours in his
Tall
abilities.
and lanky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
More bendy.
and legs.
Yeah.
Uses a lot of legs, and there's a lot of times that we're working on something. You're like, yeah, I can't do any of this. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. So having someone,
Somebody said, we're working on Delahiva gun. I'm like, Blad, I'm not going back.
yeah, that sounds like a waste of time.
There's more cows' opinions.
They're moo.
Yeah.
So stupid.
Oh, jeez. All right. I've been really enjoying myself. Good. I think I'm going to stay with him long term. He's really trying to build a family environment. Awesome.
Sounds like they're dating. I think I'm gonna stay with him long term.
I like long walks on the beach.
Hey Sam, couldn't you just said, hey, I think I'm gonna stay at this club.
He's got
No.
great hair.
I'm gonna stay with him long term.
His geese smell fantastic.
He's got that long term ability about him. Sorry.
I can see this lasting a lifetime. My question is, there's an
We're Austin.
My
I
question-
love how he avoids our stupidity as long as he can, but it's only so long. Go ahead. Sorry.
Thank you. My question is, there's a new guy, say 4 weeks in, but he's an American. I think he says that like it's a dirty word, and clearly wrestled a bit.
Fair enough.
In his teens, like clearly, or you know he has. We'll say he has. So he knows how to move around and apply a bit of pressure. He's now, say, 40, rather large, say 230, 240 pounds. Anybody that's any bigger than me, I'm like, he's like 250.
Yeah, I'm bad at weights.
Yeah.
So bad at weights. I just had
He beat me up, but he's clearly like 250 pounds.
Yeah.
So
no, he's the same size as you. Son of a bitch. I was at work and we have a rather large guy that works at the main office and we're talking about him. I'm like, he was like, yeah, he's a big dude. What do you think he weighs? I'm like, 325. He's like, and he shows me a picture of like someone he knows. He goes, that guy is 350. I'm like, oh, he's bigger than him. I have no clue. I have no reference. Yeah. So I'm the same way.
yeah, I can't
Like
judge
Frank, what's Frank? 325? I don't
Might as
fucking
well
know.
be.
Whatever.
I think he actually
bigger
weighs-
than me.
I think he weighs the same as me.
Does he?
I think he does.
Oh, he's fit.
Yeah, it pisses me off.
What an asshole.
we were throwing,
Everybody has that Frank, guys.
we were
The
throwing Frank under
Adonis.
the bus last night when we were down here.
Yeah, it's fun.
We're like, yeah, it's great when somebody can just like put your limbs wherever they want and there's nothing you can do about
It's
it.
amazing when technique works when you put the guy's arm in
Yeah,
the right
I'm
place.
gonna triangle you now, so I'm just gonna like take your arm and place it here. I'm like, try to fight. Okay, you can just do that.
Yeah, he's a dick.
Just let me know when you're done with this.
No one likes Frank.
All right. When I roll with him, which is frequently, I find he uses nothing but strength and power he was gifted with. I'm not small, 6 foot 190, but man, I just get pinned. That's a rabbit hole. So, yes, you're absolutely right. People do use nothing but strength, especially when they're brand
Wrestlers.
new. So if you're doing jiu-jitsu and you're 4 weeks in, even if you're a wrestler, you don't know jiu-jitsu.
Oh, no.
So all they have is their attributes.
Their
So-
attributes and their, what would you call it? Either fight IQ and then also
Yes,
their,
fight IQ.
their idea of what jiu-jitsu is, which when they're beginning and they're that type of athlete, they're any kind of athlete especially, but not always, they think it's a fight.
Well, yeah,
They really have their fight or flight kicking in at that point.
yeah. Usually they'll equate jiu-jitsu with UFC or
Yeah, almost every time.
or even wrestling, which is
Yeah.
fine, and it's very competitive. And if I'm rolling with somebody, I want to win. So
Yes.
if I want to win, I give it whatever I have to give. The nice thing about strength is if you have it, it's awesome. If you
Wouldn't
don't,
know.
if you don't, you just
Wouldn't know.
bitch about it.
Yeah.
So if I'm Austin and I'm 150 pounds and
He's
100
flexing.
and 180 pound guy and doesn't know as much as Austin. Like Austin knows some jiu-jitsu. He's not
he does.
he's not terrible at it.
Oh, wow.
He's not
Way to make
that
him feel
terrible
good.
at it.
Not terrible.
He's just, I mean, I've seen better, but I've seen worse. So there's that. So good on you, Austin. So it's easy for somebody like Austin to go, well, all he does is use strength. He just pins me down for 3.5 minutes, end quote. and doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is if you don't know what to do, like you're in a dominant position, you don't know any submissions because you're brand new.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't know what to do from here. I'm not going to lose this, but I don't know where to go.
Yeah,
Exactly.
what's the next step? Don't know.
So in wrestling, or even fighting your brothers growing up and having the fight IQ, or being in street fights, you get cross-eyed. You're like, it's really easy to hold somebody down here, because even if you get mount, in wrestling or growing up, you're like, oh, they can just like throw me off sometimes, even luckily,
or throw a punch to your face from the bottom.
But a lot of times, like it's you kind of intuitively know that while mount looks more secure, it's not if you don't know how to maintain mount.
Yeah.
Where a cross slide, you just lay on the dude. You just lay there. Or you grab him and you squeeze.
I was going to say that's more what happens is the death squeeze.
So it's real fun and easy to throw big, strong people under the bus.
Oh, yeah.
All they do is use strength. They give me this position and they hold. Well,
it's an excuse to not do well. And your brain, most people's brains go right to that. It's like, well, I didn't do well, or I'm not doing well, because you're not when you're just being held down.
Right.
You should know, if you know enough jiu-jitsu, to still get away from that. But if you're like a blue belt, a newer blue belt, or a late white belt, you don't. So you end up getting held onto.
Yep. When you're smaller and you're, let's say, 2-stripe blue belt or less.
Yeah.
So jiu-jitsu, you're pretty good at it, but if somebody has high fight IQ, they outweigh you. Fighty IQ.
Fighty IQ.
They outweigh you by 40 to 80 pounds. They've been wrestling. They have a little bit of jiu-jitsu. Like, he's got 4 weeks in, so he's been taught a couple things, and he's like, I know this is a position. I have a cross face and an underhook, and I got I got this position. And you're going, but you're not quite good enough to get out. So you're trying to put your forearm across their throat. You're pushing on that, but then they don't care because you're like, dude, I got 3 minutes, and you're not putting enough pressure on my neck to make me move, or I'll just kind of like move your arm out of the way and pin that down. So you don't have enough tools in your tool belt to escape.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
So
you just made a really long explanation of what I said.
Yeah, exactly. But
I like it better, though.
We have an hour.
We got to fill time.
We've got to fill time.
It's much more eloquent than mine.
But yeah, so what a lot of people do, myself included, is bitch about they use strength.
Oh, yeah.
But nobody bitches about speed, flexibility, the other attributes. The fact that somebody learns it way quicker because they're smart, they just have that.
Well, it's hard to bitch about that because that just sucks.
It's different, right?
Yeah.
So I was watching Austin roll with somebody 80 pounds heavier than him, and Austin's flexibility was negating his size and strength.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So nobody's going, would you quit using your flexibility? Nobody says that.
Oh, I do. I say it to Ben all the time. When I go to pass his guard, I'm like, I'm past it. Yeah. How is his foot by his own ear?
We don't get emails about that. And nor do we you'll bitch about it usually in jest. Like, I wish I was going to be like that. Or, we say that complimentary. When somebody's quick and like, oh man, he's so fast, or he's really flexible, or he's very bender. You can get in all these positions. It's hard to hold him down because he can do the jailbreaker escape. Yeah. Like my leg doesn't do that. Like, you can show me that, but I simply can't do it. It takes a certain body type to do a couple of those things. Like, some people not going to be good at triangles. Like me, my knee will explode. So
or you'll be like me and I can put you in mission control and have my heel next to your ear.
Yeah, rubber guard is a whole thing
that's fun.
You might as well not show me.
Yeah, no. Like, you can't.
More moot points. More of them. So the frustration is real, and I understand it. But if we take a step back and go, okay, that's all they know. They really, it's not their fault. They just need to gain more knowledge so they know what to do in those positions. And us, as smaller, weaker individuals, have to learn how to deal with that so that it doesn't matter that all they use is strength.
Yeah, so but when you're in the position that Sam's in, it does get frustrating.
Oh, no, it's frustrating.
Super frustrating.
I understand 100% where he's coming from because we've all been there. No matter how big and strong you are, there's always somebody bigger and stronger.
Yes.
Or you got the guy that knows technique and goes, you like that? Huh? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh,
You'll have somebody like Austin that's a black belt, and, cross face and a 300-pound guy that's a power lifter, and the guy goes, I can't move nothing. He's like, you like that?
No clue what to do.
This is what you're doing to everybody else. It's not fun, is it? Maybe stop.
Yeah. Don't do that anymore.
On the same token, what else do I do? Like it
Well,
just
and-
takes a certain amount of time to learn where to go.
Well, and also beyond learning where to go, which is definitely a good point. It's hard to learn how to lose, and in jiu-jitsu, most of your learning comes from losing. It really does. Like your successes are just proving that you figured out a flaw that you had, and that's most of jiu-jitsu. So, yeah. Getting your ass kicked is not so bad in jiu-jitsu. It's actually what you need to do, but it's so hard to get to that point and to understand that because once, like you said, it's a fight. That's what's in your head for the longest time. First year, it's a fight, and it's not.
Hey, Austin,
It's
put
not.
a pin in that. I want to come back to that later, but I want to get through the.
Oh yeah,
tip
we got
first.
through that.
So remember that.
What do I remember?
Yeah, I was gonna say he's not listening. He's doing shit.
Yeah, I'm actually working.
Yeah,
Making
he's
sure the show comes off without a hitch because I don't want to fuck it up again.
he did fuck it up pretty damn
Because
good
I don't want
last
to
time.
fuck it up
Pretty
again.
fucking bad.
I mean,
It was probably my favorite show that I've ever had, and now it's just gone. We had a good story there, but that'll never be heard.
I can't even ask you to retell it.
No, because you
can't.
can't do it.
I
It's
can't.
not going to be the same.
Can't catch lightning in a bottle twice.
Exactly.
That's pretty much
Can't
what he
catch
always
lightning
says.
in a
yeah.
bottle twice. All right. So anyway, he's a big guy, 190. Yeah. So you're 190. You just can't get. You just keep on getting pinched. So like I said, we understand. Sucks, but we'll get to it.
Yeah.
I don't feel at all that I'm in danger from him. Can retain guard pretty easily, escape when he pins, as he is quite obviously has the technique of a 4-week-old or however many weeks he's been doing it. But when he grabs me, both wrists, for example, I have an issue breaking the grips and getting back some kind of grips going. Or he, like today, tried to headlock my head in closed guard and
Oh,
tried
they
to
do
get
that so much.
and tried to get me to tap to a weird head cuddle.
Yeah, they
So
folded my
that's-
ear over doing that before, and I've tapped.
Yeah, when they try to tap you out from inside your guard, that is just inexperience. So
Yeah, they don't know any better.
Yeah, eventually, the coach or upper belts are going to tell him like, look, it's not even that it's a dick move because
Oh,
according
because
to
it's not. It really doesn't hurt most of the time.
yeah, it's just
at all.
it's not a move.
No.
Like it's not it's going to hurt your own progress.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, because you think you're winning when you're not. Because
Yeah.
most of the time, the only reason you're going to get a tap, the only reason you would get a tap, because most of the time it's just annoying, or they fold your ear over, or they're over your mouth.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you're getting the tap. You didn't do any jujitsu to make that happen, though. Because I could, if in a fight situation, I could have stayed there all day until your arms gassed out.
Right.
If you really wanted to, it just was uncomfortable and not worth the time to fight out of.
Especially if you're familiar with it, like you should be taught how to deal with a can opener because people that don't know jiu-jitsu,
Yes.
they do
That's-
that
oh, they
because
go
that's
right
their
for
go-to.
it.
So when I first started jiu-jitsu, it was
You can't open it, everybody.
oh dude, it was my thing. So
Yeah.
a buddy of mine told me about it. So it was a no-gi class. So I went in there, and I'd get in somebody's guard, and of course they're doing jiu-jitsu and they think, I'm going to do all this stuff in guard. Well, me, that was back when I could actually function, and I would
Normal
I would
human
try
being.
to go through their guard, and of course we all know that that's not a thing. Like you
No.
can't just crawl through their guard. So I just grabbed the back of their head and I pulled as hard as I could.
Oh my God.
Well, these people, this was back in 2000 and I don't know, 4 or 6 in there, like
Yeah.
really, really early on. So people didn't know a lot. There was one black belt in
this
Michigan.
area. Oh,
in
I was going
Michigan.
to say this area was very new.
Yep,
very new back then.
There's one school in hundreds of miles.
Yeah.
And there was only one black belt in Michigan. And he had a blue belt teaching the class because that's kind of what you had to do back then because
Yeah,
you didn't have any. Everybody was
Yeah.
low ranked. So nobody knew to open the guard and, just or do an arm bar or whatever. They
Yep.
they didn't have that knowledge. So I would kept on herniating people's discs in their neck.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to lose to something that's not a move.
Oh, yeah.
Side tangent. If
We
somebody
never do that.
if somebody catches you in a non-move and it hurts and you don't know how to deal with it,
tap
tap out.
Tap the shit out of it.
people don't want to do that.
Oh, yeah.
I found
You have
myself
to.
when I was a little bit younger doing that same shit. Like this isn't a move, and I refuse to tap to something that's not jujitsu. And then I'd be like, well, now my shoulder hurts,
Yeah.
or my neck is,
Yeah.
kinked, or something stupid. I'm like, now I'm paying for this for, weeks or months because I had too much of an ego to tap to something that wasn't even jujitsu, and I'm better than that. So
Yeah.
don't be like me. whatever you do.
Everyone should know that from the show.
True.
If you're new to the show, it's kind of the basis of the show.
If you're new to the
Don't do
show
what Paul did.
and you go back and listen to the first one, a lot of the premise is I did all the dumb shit. And
Yes.
I'm telling you how that hurt my jiu-jitsu as a whole. And not only
Yeah.
it hurt me, it hurt others,
Oh yeah.
if that makes any sense.
Well, this show started from our friendship, just recording it, because that's pretty much our jujitsu was you telling me all the shit you did wrong. Like,
Yep.
dude, you were getting so much better than me, faster than me. I'm like, no, I'm not. You're like, yeah, I wasn't. You weren't a dick at all. I'm like, oh no, I was a dick, just a different way.
yeah. Well, I didn't have anybody to tell me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Why would you though?
Yeah. Not only that, but because I was a jiu-jitsu hobo that bummed
Yeah,
around.
you-
Like I never got any friendships.
Yeah, you never got
Yeah.
embedded enough into the family. Oh yeah.
All right, moving on. So now I was happy with this. I took the underhook that I was given like a little wrapped present and slowly moved around to his back. But it took me ages. Now, one way of thinking is I got out, but another way is there has to be a better way of dealing with these big, strong, powerful boys. He's full of the anti-jiu-jitsu and just turtles and stays there.
Oh,
So
I love when
two part. So yes, there is a better way, and it's simply get better.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
It's really
It's
that
I
was
don't
super helpful.
It
End
sounds
show.
it sounds like I'm being a dick, and sort of yes. Okay, I'm not being a jerk, but a lot of it is just experience. Like when you're 2 years in, it's not the same as when you're 4 years in. Like imagine now that you kind of get it, now that you're 2 years in, you're like, I know how to learn jujitsu. So your next 2 years is going to be exponentially better, if you stay the same time. If that makes sense? So first 2 years, it's like kind of learning what it's all about and stuff starts to click and, oh, okay, I kind of know what it is. And now you can start to really learn to ramp that up. So your next 2 years, you're going to be taking guys like this and just toy with them. It'll be, in 2 more years, it'll be easy. You just need to have the experience. And luckily for you, you have a guy in here that gives you those troubles that you can work things out with. Yeah.
But so my thing with this, because I've dealt with this a lot, and it came down to I didn't know what to do. I was kind of in a position. It was probably before the 2-year mark, but that was just happenstance. And I went to Paul. I'm like, what the fuck do I do differently? And instead of being the dick that he just was and said, just get better, he actually showed me some things.
Well, that's part of just getting better, though.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And it essentially, it worked out that way. But yeah, it's if you can go to your coach and ask about probably the simplest thing to deal with people that are pressure and straightforward pressure especially, is a center line. So if they go across your center line and they're on top, it's pretty easy to roll them over, I promise you. Doesn't matter how big they are. Does not matter. They come across your center line, which is basically tip of your nose down through your sternum and all the way down.
Mm-hmm.
They get across it, roll them the fuck over.
Yeah, well, a lot of people, like you said, in cross sides, they put so much pressure
forward. They take their center of gravity across yours.
Yeah.
And it's simple as pinching an arm on whatever side's the lead side and just pushing and letting them push themselves over. And it really, the only reason that worked so well for me at least was Paul showed me over and over. I think you probably remember it was probably boring as shit for you.
No. It's never boring showing people stuff.
But we did it a ton, and so whenever I get those guys, even new guys, I end up just rolling them over repeatedly. I'll let them get back to the position they're really comfortable, hold it, roll them over, because they will figure out quite quickly, or they'll ask,
How do you keep doing that?
Or you'll get that. How do you keep doing that? Or the number 2 question is, man, or the statement, I guess, man, you're strong.
Nope. Well, that's my favorite.
That's my favorite one. Oh, man, you're so strong. You pushed me right over. I'm like, no, you pushed yourself over. I'm just getting out of the way.
Right.
So ask your coach. Honestly,
Yeah.
it's a simple. It's because they end up inside control so often.
Well, a lot of people, what they do is they'll be like, hey, show me an escape. And you'll be shown the first escape, right? It's just a basic, just hipping out.
Hip out, yep.
Everybody
Getting your
knows
frames up,
Yep.
shrimp out, yeah.
Great, but it's relatively easy to just shut that down.
Yes, it is. strength can shut that down if you're not
Yeah,
really good framed
So
up.
yeah, if you're not at a high level in jiu-jitsu, and neither is the other guy, but they're just really strong, and
Yeah.
it's going to be difficult. So what I tend to do when I'm showing people like, hey, you're getting caught in this position, it's kind of like if going for a submission. If you just go, I'm going to do this technique,
Yeah.
and you just go for a technique and they shut it down, and you stop and you start over and you go for that technique, and well, it doesn't work. Well, you have to set up technique.
Yes.
So you have to sell it. So if this technique, if they just let it happen, you'll get it.
Yep.
But that's not what you're going for. You're getting that reaction so that you can get the one that you really
Correct,
want.
yeah.
A lot of escaping is the same way. You need an escape series where like, okay, this is what I do 1st. This is the reaction they get so that I can do the next thing. And you'll build up that series of how to escape, like from side control, from mount,
Yeah, and if you're, and that's perfect because if you're blue belt, sorry, Sam, you're or late striped white belt. Then I'm assuming Sam is, or you are yourself. It's you only need 2 when you're first to deal with these guys. That's all I'm talking about.
To deal with new people,
To deal with new people. That's all I'm talking about. And the first one is the one the one that you frame, hip out, right? Because their natural thing that they're going to want to do is to shove you back down and get your shoulders back on the ground. You can actually let that happen, which leads you right into pinching the arm and rolling them the fuck over.
Yep.
It works wonder. It's so simple and so effective. So if you're rolling with him, so next time, Sam, a perfect example, like perfect thing to look for is where's his ass? Yeah, I said it. Whoever you're rolling with, is their ass really high?
Keep an eye on their ass.
Yes, just keep an eye on it. It won't lead you astray. But you can see if they have a real high butt, which they a lot of times do. My wife does that too. She gets her butt real high because they're trying to create pressure.
Yep.
To keep you down in that position. So they shove you back down.
They use their shoulder to like drive. They try
down.
to tap you out with their shoulder, and they drive forward.
Or they're just trying to hold you up. They don't know the shoulder of justice. But because my wife, who's also light, does this. That's what she does. She drives her bony ass elbow into your eye. It's pretty effective, actually. It sucks. But she also leaves herself very open to me rolling her the fuck over.
Right.
And it happens all the time. And she was one of the people that was like, "You're using all strength." And this was like a year ago, mind you. This is not my wife currently, but it's still my wife, just not the jiu-jitsu, whatever. And but she repeated.
I'll let you talk yourself out of
Yeah,
this.
I know. I don't know where I went with that. She doesn't
You
listen to the
just
show. It
telling me
doesn't even
this
fucking matter.
yesterday,
Somebody
bro.
would have to text her. But no, yeah.
On it.
Shit, you both know her. That's a problem. But yeah, it's Austin needs to stop doing work during the show because it comes to my freaking watch.
Sorry.
Stop it.
Yeah, I keep on getting tests.
Yeah, I'm like, motherfucker, it's confusing. But anyways,
No, you have a good point. So you have your it depends on where your arms get caught too, right? So if your arm is framed under their neck or if it's kind of framed over them, it depends on kind of how you're going to escape. If you have the frame in their hip or if their leg is trapping you, that depends on how you're going to escape. So you kind of need 2 escapes from each arm position and kind of side control that they have. So you have this, and then Kip has got a great example. If you have a certain kind of frame that you pull into them, you try that, they push back because they're fighting that, and then it's an easy just like
you end up with the overhook.
You slide yourself underneath them, and they just kind of pop right over. So that's a good example of how to deal with that.
Yeah,
kind
that's
of
why I was saying 2.
I was telling Austin the other day. Like I keep same thing. He's everybody has the big strong guy problems across the board. It's pretty universal. And I said I don't do this. I wouldn't do it in a tournament, and I wouldn't do it in a street fight probably.
Yeah,
but if you're just practicing and they're just being that guy, they don't want to move. Sometimes you can bait them. So if you kind of like leave an arm out.
I leave my arm out for an Americano
most people,
all the time.
Well, most people, even when they're new, like one of the first things
They'll
they
see it.
learn is the Americana, or they want to just grab that
Yeah.
arm. Even if they don't know how to do it, they're going to grab that arm. And like Kip was saying earlier about the center line, if you have your hand on their arm and you just right on their tricep, you can grab their sleeve or just grab their arm, depending if you're gi or no gi. And as soon as they bring that hand across your face, you just stiff arm it like
Yep.
what's that football thing?
Yep, that's the stiff arm.
Yeah, you just stiff arm it. Heisman? It's the
It's a
Heisman.
Heisman. There you go. Like
So
the
basically,
Heisman.
yeah, you could basically call it a Heisman escape if you wanted to. If that kind of does in your brain, the
Yeah.
Heisman escape, you just stiff arm and you kind of you get
Yeah.
up on your elbow, get up on your hand, you get your head higher so they can't step over, and you have a good frame, and you screwed up their center line, and then I
Yep.
got to do is like hip out and get your guard back.
Yep.
Sometimes they do that anyway, so if you can do that without baiting, but if they're just staying right there
Oh,
and kind of
that's my
all else
favorite.
is failing, it's a good go-to. Like I said,
Yeah.
I don't think I would never teach
No.
how to bait.
No,
because I
but
think
it's-
I don't think that's good jujitsu.
No,
But-
with new people, it's not talking smack because we were all new at some time.
Yeah.
It's show them something that they can probably do. And
Right.
by the way, if they do it well and they get that arm on you, tap to it. I've done it. I've baited myself into a tap.
Well, that was my other point.
It's
when
like, haha, you'll never. Oh shit.
Yeah. When I was saying that, I'm like, so if you do that to me, I'm probably going to still get the submission because I
Yeah.
know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So
Well, this is an asshole that I
it's-
did it to once.
yeah,
I
there's
was like, I was baiting the shit. I'm
Yeah.
like, just take this.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, he got it. Damn
Yeah.
it. Damn it. Damn it.
yeah. So realize that everything that you know, there's levels of the game, people
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that not only know what you're going to do, but how to counter what you're going to do. So keep that in mind too. Be like, it didn't work. Just some purple belt, just
Yeah.
took my
No.
arm anyway.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Well,
duh.
they have the technique too.
Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna
So
happen.
the purple belt's doing the same thing to you, except for on a black belt. Like, I really thought I had that. I was being sneaky with my Ezekiel choke that I can get from everywhere, and he just
Yeah.
kept on shutting it down. Well, he's a black belt. Like, he's just got so
Yeah.
much more timing and experience. It just goes on and on. So
Anyway,
anyway,
it's probably why we keep going.
yeah. So like you said, he's full of the anti-jiu-jitsu too, and just turtles and stays there. I'm just glad I never did the anti-jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, or taught others to do anti-jiu-jitsu.
I feel great shame. Hate it.
It's probably your biggest.
Oh, no. So the first thing I hate about myself is the fact that I.
This is such a long list. We don't
Oh,
have time
there's
for
a
all
long
this.
list. So I'll just go through two. Like, one, I hated the fact that I'm sure I made people quit because I made everything a fight to the death competition. Like, every role might as well have been 80cc black belt championship to me.
No.
And the other thing I did was once I got to a point where my body couldn't do that and I still didn't want to lose, I'm like, well, if I just grab my own collars, they can't do shit to me. I mean, of course, if you're really good, you're black belt, you just do whatever you want. But 90% of the population at least would either couldn't do anything or they'd struggle.
Yeah.
So if a black belt, if I'm trying to use jujitsu and I'm fighting somebody better than me, I'd get tapped out. Let's say 5 times in a 5-minute roll. Every minute I'm getting tapped out.
Yeah.
If I used anti-jiu-jitsu, I might only get caught once or twice. And I'm thinking, yeah, I'm winning. I'm getting better. And he's thinking the same
Yeah.
thing. It's an easy trap to fall into. The less you tap, the better you are. And that's kind of on him. And don't take that as your jiu-jitsu is bad because you can't tap him when they're using anti-jiu-jitsu. It's something that you have to get better at overcoming, and he's got to just stop doing.
Yes.
So it's kind of like you both need to learn. He's just at a lower level of thinking than you are because he's got 4 weeks and you got 2 years. So your level of thinking is higher, but you're still struggling with people that I think in your mind you think you shouldn't struggle with. Like, I've been doing this for 2 years. I should beat their ass.
No, don't. Yeah, it's tough to not get caught in that.
Easy. I do the same thing. I've been doing this for, well, let's say
Month and a half.
a month and a half. Well, so I've been around the game for 12 years.
Yeah.
But I've been in the game for probably 6.
That's probably about right.
But I'll still struggle with people that are high fight IQ, used to wrestle, and they have, let's say, a year. So they got a year under their belt, and they just have all the attributes. And I'm going, you should be a super easy roll. But some people they're really tough. They have all the attributes, and they do the anti-jiu-jitsu. They treat it like it's worlds. They're, and yeah, it's like in my head, shouldn't have a problem. Like, I should be so much better and outclass you so much, but that doesn't do me any good.
Yeah.
It doesn't do them any good.
No.
But it's still hard to drive home going, no, that was fine. This is fine. This is fine. No, it's good. Like, I'm not even mad. I'm not mad.
I'm not mad.
I learned
Why you-
something.
why-
Yeah, it's
why you
fine.
saying I look
Yeah.
mad? I'm not mad.
No.
Is that tears?
I don't know. This is got something in my eye. That's all. Fine. I'm probably dehydrated. That's probably what it is.
So you're leaking more water. It's a good try, though. I like it. I'm going to try that one.
All right. So, Paul Elliott from simplebjj.com.
How long's his response?
Not long. Not long at all, actually.
I'm just guessing because it's Paul.
No, it's actually so the one that is lost to history was actually a very long response.
That was a good response.
And you can still, if you want to get through the audio, you can look it up on Twitch. So email thedadsgrapplingdads.com if you need a link or something, and Austin will hook you up, I presume.
I would go with don't listen to it. It's fucking terrible.
There's one
great content.
There's
terrible
actually
audio.
it's great. It's one of my favorite episodes. Great content. One of the funniest stories you'll probably ever hear.
That's actually true.
But that's facts.
The end of that show has a story everyone needs to know.
That made my butt sweat. So,
And it should have.
all right, so shut up. Paul Elliott. So he goes on to say, take the indirect route first. Ask your instructor to evaluate your role with this person, primarily from the standpoint of what can I do against what happens in my role? If necessary, recreate the problems. So say, hey, I want to roll with Frank. And slap, bump, roll, and he's going to put you in side control. Like
Frank would be the big stud in your place.
Yeah, yeah. We use Frank as big stud. Like that's synonymous.
Yeah, that's our word. Yeah.
So or just start out, hey, Frank, put me in side control, and I'm going to try to start the roll from here. And then you'll just you kind of like wiggle and squirm, and then maybe get your guard back, but it takes you like 5 minutes to do so. You're like, Jesus, that's
great roll.
That's really hard. So the reason I say this is that as a white belt, the person may not take advice from you as easily as from the instructor. Yeah, not everybody's like this, but some people are. Like if I'm a white belt and a blue belt tries to tell me something, I've had my ass kicked by enough blue belts as a white belt to go, no, I'll take that information.
Yeah, I'll take that information.
But a lot of people are like, well, you're not the coach, and what the hell do you know? You're like, you know what I mean? So you don't know what you're going to get.
Well, and the problem is, a lot of blue belts, including me, don't have enough knowledge to really,
they shouldn't probably coach.
I try not to as much as I can. Even when I was helping Austin out, I told him this is just how I do it, and it works well for me. You're kind of a similar build.
Yep. Well,
that was it.
If you're giving the caveat, look, man, a blue belt is a beginner belt.
Yeah.
It's not even intermediate.
Yeah.
I know some things, and here's what helped me, but ask the coach for clarification.
Always.
But if you're asking me, here's my answer, but always get clarification.
Yes.
I think that's a great way to do it.
I think I was pretty open about that, wasn't I, Austin?
But the other issue might be this white belt is in his mind kicking your ass. Like, I'm in top side control and you didn't do shit.
Yeah.
So for you to tell me, oh, you're using a strength and you're doing it wrong, fuck off. Like you can't tell me anything because
couldn't get out.
Yeah, I just beat you up.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of times that feedback is easier coming from somebody that can, in fact, beat the snot out of them. Realistically, if what he's doing isn't accomplishing anything, then why is he doing it? I often ask the fresh people the same thing. What goal are you accomplishing for the level of effort you are expending? That is a question I think all coaches need to ask all students, especially when they're new and they're doing all the dumb shit. Like, what are you trying to get out of this? Like, when you're done, you can't breathe, you can't talk, you're in a pile of sweat, your grips are gone. Like, what were you trying to do that it cost you everything?
Everything you had.
Yeah. So if this is a real fight and the bell didn't go off, and your partner or your opponent or whatever, assailant is fine, you're in trouble. So what were you trying to accomplish, and was it worth it?
Yeah, was it worth?
It's like
literally putting your life on the line, essentially.
Yeah. And you might be able to justify, well, this is what I was trying to do. Okay, cool, but how can we fix that so you're not using any effort?
How do you do that more
but you're accomplishing the same thing? Mm-hmm. All right, having your instructor get involved solves two things. A voice of experience can take the opportunity to point out that what this guy is doing is not good jiu-jitsu and bad for his development, his part of the equation, and it also gives you a better template for how to counter these scenarios more effectively, or your part of this equation. This also has a desirable angle that you aren't criticizing somebody else. You are asking how to make yourself and indirectly your partner better. That's
the angle to take for
is
sure.
great advice. This is probably one of my favorite pieces of advice from Paul Elliott. It's just, that's awesome because you're really killing two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get this. It's not just this guy or this girl. It's most new people.
Yeah.
And you're
It's gonna happen over and
you're
over
always
again.
going to have to deal with this until you're good enough to deal with it in a more efficient way.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
No, it does.
All right. At what?
Paul's smarter than us.
I don't want to go that far.
Oh, I will.
So this is actually a separate question that I asked that I think kind of correlates with it, and it's pretty short, but I think it kind of deals with the same thing.
Okay.
At
I'm
what,
trusting you on this.
At what
This
belt?
is bullshit. I'm going to be super pissed.
It's a little bullshit, but it's fine. It's fine. At what belt level don't you care when they start using the attributes in BJJ? So you got
That is
these.
a good question,
You got
actually.
these really strong, really athletic, really fast, really flexible.
All
Like,
those things I am.
But we'll just go with
I'm none of them.
you're flexible.
one.
Well, you were, not anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
The lower half of me's good.
Well, so the one
That's
everybody
it.
complains about is strength. So what time can I just ramp up? I'm going to give you everything I got. Like you're getting full power. So when is that okay to do? So,
That's a good question.
So
Never.
Paul never. So Paul writes, whatever level it takes to not use the attribute as a crutch to avoid correct technique. That
Good answer.
That is a great answer.
Good answer.
Plus, I encourage the occasional use of attributes against more skilled opponents. That helps keep people grounded in reality, much like slapping somebody in the face during regular jiu-jitsu training. My favorite thing to do. I usually poke their eyes and fishhook, but slapping works as well.
Wet Willy is
Oh,
really my go-to.
That's Vic's go-to as well.
Yes,
so.
it is. Yeah.
So in
Hey, I want to point out I didn't let Vic tie me up last time. Sounds weird, but he does. That was his thing.
It
He was
usually
trying
takes-
to tie everyone up.
hog
last
tie
team
with
training.
your belt or his belt. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Or the people rolling next to you, he'll like take
He'll
their
just take
belt
their
off
belt.
and then
He doesn't
hog tie.
care.
Yeah, it's fine.
Just a belt.
It's really fun.
I literally grabbed onto my belt and wouldn't let go of it.
I might be able to do that to some people, but not everybody like you can.
Vic is sick.
Vic is sick.
That's so ridiculous.
All right. So it helps people keep. Hold on. Restart. It helps keep people grounded in reality, much like slapping somebody in the face during regular jiu-jitsu training. In theory, if you are doing your jiu-jitsu correctly, attempted use of attributes, slaps, shouldn't make a difference in your safety or effectiveness. But make sure the person is okay with random attempted slaps. So, yeah.
Just to let you know, I am not good with random slaps.
How dare you?
No. Now I'm okay with slapping Austin. Different.
It depends.
It's different.
I actually I like the what's that Eddie Bravo thing that he does? It's fighting with slapping.
Yeah.
What the hell? Combat jiu-jitsu,
Combat,
right?
yeah.
A lot of people hate it. I like it when the right people do it.
There's so few that do it
There's
right,
so few.
though.
But when Roca, is that his name?
I think so.
Yeah, he's my favorite. Like
I've watched a few of his.
you could tell he grew up old school. He did the self-defense. It's
The
just
slapping.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like defend your face even though you're doing jiu-jitsu.
right. So some people made it into I'm trying to knock you out with my slap.
Oh, yeah.
Or I'm
They're
submitting
rearing
you
back.
Yeah.
And, like trying to slap them so
exactly.
they win.
I'm like, I don't think that was the point he was making when he made the rule set.
Yeah.
They're taking advantage of the rule set like you think everybody does. So that just kind of if you have rules, there's going to be people taking advantage
Exploit said rules.
Right.
You know who that drives insane?
of it. Croyler.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he hates that shit.
Yeah. So yeah, his favorite and my favorite rule set are always no time limit, submission only.
Yes.
I think that's great.
I think it's fair and makes sense.
Yep. I like the Eddie Bravo rule set because at least you always have a winner.
There's an
and,
end.
and there's an end.
Yeah,
there's a
there's an
time
end.
limit. It's like
Yep.
this isn't going to go on for 45 minutes.
Yeah, because black belt matches are sub only will go on forever.
Yeah.
I've seen it And well, I haven't seen the whole thing because I shoot to the end after like 5 minutes. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna go to the end and see how this goes.
So I'm the dumbass that I want to watch a match, but I don't want to watch all the way up until it goes to the ground, like all that stand up nonsense.
Yeah, I'm done.
like, just
Yeah.
It's so easy. Just sit down.
Yeah,
Just sit.
scoot your ass.
Yeah.
We've brought it up
Yeah.
before.
Sit down, nice and comfortable on the mat,
Yeah.
and just kind of like, drag your butt like a dog.
There's
all
a
the way
lot
up
of people
to-
that do it.
It's fine.
Yeah, and
And then the person that's standing up, engage them. Don't like touch their forehead and stay disengaged.
well, the problem is
Like,
most
get
of the
in there.
time
Get in there.
they both try to butt scoot at this point, which is actually
If they're both
for
butt
all my
scooting.
butt scooting positivity, I hate it in competitions because I keep seeing it's a race to who can sit on their ass faster. They're like, all right, and go, sit on my ass.
Well, now there's a rule, like if you both sit on your ass and one
You have
person
to get-
stands up, then the person that's still down, I think,
I hope so.
loses a point, or the person that stands up gets a point. I don't. It's weird. I don't get the point
Yes,
system. As
I
far
don't
as
care, but that should be a thing because it's so dumb.
That. Right.
And I'm a butt scooter
Yep. But
myself.
but the point is behind the attributes thing is I think it's okay to use them once you have the technique to back it up.
Yes.
Fine. It also accomplishes. So this guy is showing you that in real life, you're still going to struggle with some certain individuals. It's like if he just stopped using strength, you're not going to get an accurate representation of true self-defense scenarios, which is why it's good that you're testing yourself against people that might not know jiu-jitsu, but might still beat that ass out in the street because you still have that. Does that make
Paul
sense?
just said beat that ass.
Well, you have to have your jiu-jitsu. You have to. It's got to be real, right? So if all you're getting is people being cool and just kind of like dip shitting around, and then
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I can fight, and then you get a guy that doesn't give a fuck about your well-being,
Yeah.
and you're like, well, I thought I knew jiu-jitsu, like I do so good. Like when I'm rolling with my brown belt or black belt coach, like every now and then I can tap him out. Let me be clear. No, you can't. They let you.
Yes.
But it's if they're good at it, it's hard to know how hard they're trying.
well, also that same amount, if you were that successful with that technique to have them basically let you tap them, it means that probably would work on a lot of people below or above you even.
Yeah.
And it's the best brown and black belts. That's what they do.
Right.
It's like, well, if you do it well enough and you can perform the technique, yeah, as a black belt or a brown belt, I guarantee I can get away from you and get out successfully. But other people wouldn't be able to. Or a person at your level, that's part of rolling to the person's level, is like, okay, you did that well enough. You're not, yeah, it sounds bad, well enough, but you did that well. So here's your tap.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah.
But you're being allowed to play,
Yes.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Where you have what you're talking about is some filthy American guy that used to wrestle.
Stupid Americans.
That's 240 pounds of corn fed. You know what I mean?
See
And
where he's
just-
from. That's where you can tell if he's a wrestler. Go, hey, where are you from? If he says anywhere in the middle of the country,
Yeah. If there's a swath,
Anywhere.
anywhere in there, he's a wrestler.
he's a wrestler.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
What was your
If he's
dad
like-
like? Corn and beef.
And if he says Iowa, you're in deep shit.
Oh yeah. If he says like,
They
you're
fucking wrestle all to hell.
done. Yeah, you're just gonna struggle with them like your
Yeah.
entire thing.
It's
Doesn't
gonna be a
matter.
thing.
Doesn't matter how good you get.
Yeah.
He's gonna suck.
Yep.
But it's good in the fact that you may end up with people like that in real life, and because they don't know any better and they try their hardest, now you know if you can fight or not. So if your problem was it took me forever to get his back,
Yeah.
bro, you got his
You
back.
got to his back.
So you got a guy that outweighs you by 30 to 50 pounds. You got a guy that knows how to fight.
more than
used to
likely
wrestle.
stronger.
Yeah.
Than you.
Right. And you're struggling, sure. You're having problems, sure. But you also said that you don't feel like you're in danger. That's a big
that's
win
it
too.
right there.
Like you realize he's doing anti-jiu-jitsu.
Yep.
He's using all his attributes. He doesn't know anything except for just smash.
Shmishish.
But he's not tapping you, and
Yeah.
you're still able to get out and regard. So I think you're being very hard on yourself. You're just not used to having this kind of individual to roll with. Where everybody else is a little bit more easygoing, relaxed. We're just having fun. We're kind of letting each other play a little bit, and that's my kind of role. That's what I like to do.
Yeah.
I like the give and take.
See, I'm in between. So I can roll with you is probably that way. We were starting to get into that before we all stopped. Actually, it was a lot of fun. But I like having the little bit of go get them more than a step above what we do.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't change how I roll with you though, because rolling with you, I learn more. But the other way, I have a little more fun. Just for me personally.
Well, no. So there's different partners will give you different things.
Yes.
So if you look at it that way too. So let's say you have 4 different partners. Well, partner A, you can just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You can absolutely tool them, if you will.
We'll call that one Austin.
We'll call that one Austin. So everybody has their Austin where you can do whatever you want. It's easy. They're doing jiu-jitsu. They're trying. They're not doing like stupid stuff. It's just that they're always behind.
Yeah.
And you can learn your game on them. And then you got the people that are around your same level, right? And it might be like you're talking about, it's competitive. They're not doing it. Let's say you kind of grew up in the sport together. You know are roughly the same things. You're the same size. You just kind of match. And it's always like, oh, it's a hard roll. But it's not like you're just getting smashed.
No, it's just a good
It's just always
roll.
back and forth. Like it's a good 50-50. It's like it's competitive.
Yeah.
And then you got the guys that, the coaches, the upper belts, you're like, it doesn't matter what I do. It's a matter of time. Like I'm going to tap out in 3, 2, and you can just count. Like I'm going to tap out 6 times in this 3-minute round, and it's just inevitable. And then you have the people like this that are not near as good as you, but they're way more athletic, they're just using,
or they're just big and stronger.
So they're not using technique; they're just using pure grit and power, and you kind of want to be grateful for that. It sucks. I understand where it's not fun, but it's good for your self-defense side of your jiu-jitsu, in my opinion. I'm the dads, grapplingdads.com if you disagree, but I think that's because they're going to do weird shit that you're not used to. So the black belt that can kick your ass, you know what they're doing. You just can't stop it. Like it's just jiu-jitsu, and this is they're reacting the right way no matter what you do. This guy is reacting the wrong way. It just doesn't matter. It's just like he pulls it off and just starts to yank and pull, and you're like, shit. You're just not at the level yet where you can tool him. So you're in this weird spot.
But you're in a good spot for doing what I used to do, along with the other escape that I used pretty consistently and letting them getting to a dominant position that I knew I could get out of, is they gas the fuck out. So, and I don't care who you are. I mean, even when a stud comes in, if you do the right things where they work and you don't, they will gas.
Yeah.
And that trip to the back will go a lot easier because just do enough, frame yourself so you're comfortable. Like you said, you're comfortable. That's perfect. Just get to a place where you're comfortable, you're not in danger, and no matter how much muscle he's going to pull, it's not going to put you in a bad position of getting hurt or whatever it is. So I love doing the thing of pushing their neck away, of frame on their neck or their,
or their face.
Or their face. Honestly,
put it right
I
there,
would,
right across,
or on their cheek, and I would just push. I wouldn't push hard, but I would push enough that they had to push me back down. And I would shrimp. Shrimping takes so little energy when you do it right. So just keep shrimping away. You don't have to get away because they have to work twice as hard to keep on top of you.
Yeah.
So just make them do those little things over and over again. And once you start to feel that you'll feel it. You'll either feel their chest going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, or you can feel the tenseness start to wane. Then you do your stuff. It works. It really, really does work.
Yep. It's another thing you can think of is at the end of, let's say you roll for 5 or 8 minutes or whatever you do. If you're working on frames and your escapes, but you're just using technique and you're not able to escape, you're just stuck on the bottom the entire time. But you're doing what you can correctly. And at the end of that roll, they're just dripping with sweat. They can't breathe. They can't even talk to you.
Yeah.
But you're fine. Who won really?
Yeah. Who won that fight?
Yeah. So
if it had to go any longer, who could have kept going?
Yeah. There's a little bit of perspective in that. So if they're using anti-jiu-jitsu, pure strength, they're not using any technique, and they're just gassed. So the next round they got to sit out, but you're ready to go.
Yeah.
You won that. So my goal for a long time was to not be the gassed out guy. I don't want to have to take a round off ever. There's a funny meme that says water shouldn't be allowed in jiu-jitsu because the bad people don't deserve it and the good people don't need it. So if you need water in a break in between every round, then you're not good. So
Well, now you're just going to make people get dehydrated because they're like, I'm good at this. I'm not drinking.
no. I don't need no water. Grappling dad said so. People just die.
Dude, your eyes are set into your head. What's your problem?
Yeah.
But
I'd cry if I could.
there's no tears. But anyways, no, it's good questions and
Yeah.
answers.
I hope that clarified something.
I think so. I have a bone to pick with our coach.
Go ahead.
It's really nothing, he did on purpose or anything. But if you guys didn't know, I have 3 daughters, and one of which is 6. And super excited if you watch our social media to get into jiu-jitsu. So she's the only one that she's the only one that hasn't started. We started her a year ago, which was way too young. She had the attention span of a gnat or me, and it just didn't work.
Yep.
But now, no shit. Every day she has the game to ski on. Every day.
Nice.
Yeah.
You throwing around? Do some takedowns?
I haven't had time. Yeah, I should. Just
should.
hip toss the shit out of her. She's small. I'll win. And the only issue we have is she's 6, which Chad had to move the age for the big kids up. It used to be 6, I think, and now it's 7. So now she can't go, and we can't get her to class early enough to do the little kids class. We haven't told her yet. We found out today. It's going to get ugly.
So
It's going to get ugly.
use me as an example. Sydney moved up a year before she was supposed to because she would not do it without her sister.
Yeah.
So, but she was mature enough and followed along. She wasn't a distraction. You know what I mean?
Oh, Ellie will be a distraction. She's my kid.
So,
She acts just like I do.
so it's one of those things where you might have to kind of volunteer to help teach so that you
But
can make her.
I can't get there anymore. Remember?
that's a problem.
I don't get back into town till 6:15.
Well,
So,
I mean, Jen could volunteer to.
good, yeah. Because, no. It's not an option.
She's not in class yet. She's there.
It's not an option.
Well, then it's on her.
Yeah, we're hosed.
Yeah.
So, thanks a lot, Chad. Changing your rules and shit. Screwing over a small child.
You send him the picture. See what you're doing.
Yeah. She can't now train thanks to your rules. He won't give a shit. Wonder
It's a
where,
cool story, bro.
Well, I think Arya, I know his daughter's the same age, so I'm guessing she's still in the little kids' class.
Yeah.
So, whatever. You're crushing a little girl's dreams. Just know that you're doing that. That's all right. He's not working out yet. He's not listening to this shit. It's fine. I think. I don't know.
Who knows?
Whatever. Yeah, whatever.
So I don't have anything else.
Neither do I. Austin?
I got nothing.
Anybody
nothing?
on there have anything?
Tap Tape's watching.
No shit.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, thanks for the shout out.
We love Tap Tape. Get the Tap Tape.
Get the tap tape.
Amazon. Do it up.
It makes your grip 10,000% stronger.
Yeah, pull planes. We've gone over
Yeah,
this.
we've gone over this. It was years
Jeez.
ago. But yeah, what you can do is 747. You just
Oh yeah,
put it on
easy.
the runway.
Just grab it and fucking pull that bitch.
Put it on a rope. Normally you couldn't pull it. It's just
Yeah.
not gonna go. But you put some tap tape on there. Just
Oh yeah,
easy.
amazing,
Easy.
amazing.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Before tap tape, I could like pull maybe 225, and now I can do like 750.
Oh yeah, and before Tap Tape, I couldn't tape together a broken bone. Now I can.
Yeah.
It's
Oh.
fucking amazing.
Yeah. Every now and then in class, you'll have one of those compound fractures.
Yeah, all the time.
Used to be a big deal. You'd have to go to the hospital. No more.
No more.
So if
Tap
it
tape
sticks
it.
straight out of your leg, you just
Yeah.
wrap it up and bam,
Yeah.
no doctor needed.
I mean, it's amazing stuff.
Absolutely.
Not overstating it in the slightest.
Tell them about the website.
Which website?
Our website. It's newer.
No,
It's
it's not up yet.
Going to be.
It's going
Going to be. God. Never
Good
mind
try,
then.
though.
Never mind.
He's been testing it for like 2 months. So Nate,
He's been busy.
yeah, I know he is.
Yeah.
He's got a daughter and a wife to deal with, and making. That was awesome.
Says
If you
the
couldn't-
single guy.
If you couldn't
You're like,
hear,
oh, loser.
I can't wait to tell your girlfriend that you just said that. That's gonna go over well.
Why would you do that to yourself,
Actually, she
bro?
wouldn't give a shit.
You made the decision to get married and have children? Stupid.
God, you're so dumb,
Yeah.
dude.
Young single guys are the worst, aren't they?
He's super
Just
helpful.
doing whatever they want, coming and going as they please. What a sucky life. It'd be terrible.
No, you
Thanks, Patreon. So we want to just give you a shout out.
Yeah,
Say
thank you for that.
you.
It does.
Yeah.
It's paying for a lot
Look
of
at
cool
this,
stuff coming
right
up.
here.
Ooh,
Yeah. So
thank you.
hopefully, thanks to you, our sound quality will be getting better. Thanks to you, we have the 7 views on YouTube.
Our huge viewers.
7 live people, and one
7.
we didn't promote this because I want to make sure.
Yeah, we didn't
we
promote it
didn't
at
promote it,
all.
yeah.
The mixer would work. The YouTube
Yeah.
would
Oh
work.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. So on this show, everything is new. On their last show, a lot of things were new, and we had to throw it away. So hopefully, people will.
That was a
hear
lot
this one.
funner show too. This was a good show. I liked it. It was good times.
Yeah.
But man, did I have a good time on the last show, and it went in the garbage.
Yeah.
I'm not trying. I honestly am not trying to make you feel bad because I appreciate everything that he does. I really do. But man,
Well, just
It
hold
was
on
fun.
to that until this one goes out.
Roy,
oh yeah,
Roy was the barometer last time because he said.
is he on? Is he on there at all?
He just joined and he says sound is a lot better.
Oh,
Okay.
good. What's up, Roy?
Hey, buddy.
So if Roy says it's good, it's fucking great.
Yeah,
Yeah, he said it was
actually,
accurate. I'm like, it's probably on his end.
It clearly was not.
Well, in my ears, I was like, I can hear an echo because I had headphones and you in the room. Physically.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, I understand completely how it happened.
Right.
But yeah, that's why I'm not like, oh, fucking awesome. I was just like, yeah, that's
No, we get it. This is we're trying a
That
lot of new
sucks.
stuff.
Yeah,
always.
and this is all good stuff though.
Yeah.
I mean, we wouldn't have got a mixer if it wasn't for Austin. We wouldn't have a video to say hello to people
Right.
on. And I think it's gonna, make the show better and get more people to listen, which just makes it better for the
Yeah.
whole community.
I hope so.
I think.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
we're fucking amazing.
we kind of. So we had our head in the sand a little bit. We did the ostrich thing of it sounds good enough.
No, it didn't. And then as soon as something happened, I'm like, no, I went back to all that. We are terrible.
Yeah.
Thank you all for listening to us in our terribleness.
Yeah.
And thank Austin for improving it.
Yeah.
Good job, Austin.
Yeah. We apologize.
Hopefully, we're seeing how this works. Austin says it sounds better.
Roy says it sounds better.
Roy
Okay.
does too.
He's the only one that matters, really.
Well, we're still going to play with it. We play with 0 of the level.
Yeah, I'm touching all
We're
the-
just getting it so we don't crackle and
Yeah.
sound like shit or echo. We're going to work on the rest
Yeah, I think
going forward.
last night we're setting it up, and he's like, "Hey, just move me up a little bit." So what do? I move every single button.
Yeah.
I touch. He's
What
like,
the fuck are
"What
you
are
hitting
What are
everything?"
you doing? I'm like, I don't know. I'm touching them all.
I don't know. There's 7 knobs.
I don't
need
know
to
what
touch them all.
I literally know what nothing means, so they're all getting moved.
All I wanted was one.
Dash.
Just one.
Sorry.
But yeah, no, we appreciate you guys coming out and watching. Just a few of you, which is amazing because we didn't tell
Yeah,
what
no,
fucking soul this was happening.
Yeah, I appreciate
So-
it. I think it's great.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. I think with Austin here, we'll be able to do some stuff where we can interact with you guys a little bit more. Have some videos pop up on there. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Austin will be a part of the show pretty much every week. We're gonna have to figure out a mic situation so we can hear you. And now he's fired, instantly fired for doing this to me.
Nobody can see it.
I can. That's all that matters. I'm offended for the people. But thank you again to all our sponsors, all you guys out there. We appreciate it. Spread the word about the GD Nation, and let's get bigger. It's a lot of fun.
do
And
it.
we have cool things that are going to be a surprise.
On the horizon.
I'm
Hopefully
so excited.
shortly.
I want them.
So throughout the history of the show, we always talk about things that are coming, but then
Yeah.
we wouldn't do anything until I finally said, "You know what we need?" He's like, "What?"
A person
Austin.
that does things.
We need Austin.
Yeah. He handpicked you, by the way.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, isn't
That
it
is
though?
terrifying.
It
He says.
is terrifying. But you fit with us.
More
You're
things.
a friend.
More things got done in the past 3 or 4 weeks.
Fuck yeah.
Than the
Oh, yeah, no
previous
doubt.
3
There's
years.
only one ruined show.
I'll trade that.
To be fair, we've ruined shows.
Oh yeah, we fucked up shows where we had to do them back to back.
Remember our first one?
Oh my god,
we sat
did
down-
7 episodes.
we
or
sat-
it seems.
We sat down, and I'm like, "Dude, I can talk about jiu-jitsu all day."
Oh yeah,
So we sat down. I'm like, "All right, so this is the Grappling Dads, and
we were out of stuff to talk about.
now you." I literally said, "Now you talk, Kip." He's like, "What?"
You didn't know there's 6 shows? Is it 6? I think it's 6.
It might be. 6
I have
shows.
6 that have never been listened
Never
to.
seen the light of day.
6.
Do you still have them?
Yeah.
We should probably
Fuck
No.
no.
down the line.
Maybe. They're bad. There's one that's literally named The Shit Show on my computer because it was so bad.
So I'd been.
It sounds like we're in a bathroom for all 6 of them. Oh my god!
I'd been wanting to do a podcast for a long time before we did it, and then we did this, and I was so excited. And at the end of it, I was literally devastated.
It was so bad.
So he goes home.
We were giving up.
Oh yeah. So he goes home. My wife comes home and she's excited for me.
Yeah.
She's like, "Hey, you finally got a friend to do it with you. This is great. You're doing it about jiu-jitsu." She's, I mean,
super pumped
she's
for him.
pumped,
Oh, yeah.
elated for me.
Yeah.
And she's like, "How'd it go?" And then she can kind of see the look on my face, and she's like, "So how'd it go?" And I'm like, "I think we're gonna quit." Like
He was done.
Like I don't. In my head, it was easy because Joe Rogan just talks about stuff and it's jiu-jitsu.
Everyone thinks this is easy when you start. Everybody. It is not.
Yeah. So my wealth of knowledge, I just couldn't. Well, one, I didn't have one like I thought. I did.
And I was an extreme white belt
Oh,
when
you
we
were-
started.
you were
I was a year
baby.
in
Yeah.
when we did this. I'm
Austin
like, ooh.
has way more experience than you did when we first started this show.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, way more.
Yeah. So he has
Way
way more. He
more.
could have talked about it on the first.
Yeah.
You're just like, yeah, bro, I like jiu-jitsu.
I mean, I got choked out 37 times
Like
yesterday.
it seems kind of cool. Like I thought I could fight, and now I don't think I can fight anymore. But I want to learn. Kind of like, what do you got to shoot? I'm
there's the extent of my knowledge. Oh.
so I don't like that. This sucks.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we
Maybe
were
someday we'll release those.
this close to being
I should
like.
send you those anyways because they're fucking terrible.
You could just be like, the last episode, this is how far we've come. Yeah.
Oh, dude. It's some kind of record how far we've
Yeah.
come because they are bad.
We'd have to make it a special thing.
All right.
But anyway,
Anyways, Patrons, maybe you
Patrons.
can have those.
yeah. Oh, maybe just
Patrons
special.
can have those.
Enjoy this.
Here's some hot garbage.
Yeah. God, you're like, no, we don't want that. No, we're good. Keep that.
But yeah, thanks again, guys.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Do your thing. Don't quit.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye. See you.
Austin, tell me when it's done.